I gave you all the moral support there was. I also gave you TRPs.
Yes, the only journalist who was on leave at that time while we were standing morning till night sweating it out. Thanks a lot for that.
Okay, first story.
Okay.
Aishwarya weds Abhishek Bachchan.
Let's do something cool today.
If this was the defining image of the wedding of the year, then this was a behind the scene all too familiar. Yes, there was little journalists wouldn't do for even a single image of 2007's biggest tamasha. From sneaking past security to sniffing out the dogs, to even trying to pretend they were actors themselves.
It's my own wedding! Mere ko jaane do!
But surprise, surprise, family Bachchan was well prepared and protected from the onslaught.
After the premiere of Guru in New York, he proposed to her, she accepted. He called us and we gave our blessing.
Never mind if the announcement was so well timed that the release Guru got a better box office run than anyone hoped for. This finally put to rest months and months of speculation and reams of newsprint. The Big B effectively became the spokesman for the Shaadi of the decade. The bride and groom remained silent and secret up till and after the big day. Needless to say, that only fueled the curiosity. Then one date popped up and the frenzy grew. Was the 19th of April the day? Media and fans started staking out both the Bachchan homes. At Jalsa and Pratiksha, the garlands were up, but the gates remained stubbornly closed, cracking open only for friends and fellow film stars to slip in. And arrive they did, though there was some fuss over the invitations. After all, when your guest list doesn't include names like Abhi's former favourite co-star Rani Mukherjee, along with Shah Rukh Khan, Shatrughan Sinha, Hrithik Roshan and Dilip Kumar, well, that's just basic bad PR. But those lucky enough to receive this invite crowded in once the celebration started. At the Shaadi number 1's party number 1, it was song, dance and a sea of faces at the Sangeet. Arrivals cleverly timed so traffic would prevent the watching media from catching anything they shouldn't. The next day the action shifted to Aishwarya's home La Mer for the Mehndi, and still the scene was as tightly wrapped as one of those henna applying packets. Not a wave, not a smile for the hundreds gathered in anticipation. And then finally the wedding day. Half of Juhu, the Mumbai suburb where the Bachchans lived, came to a standstill as the Barat arrived. Synchronized buses effectively blocked the view. Then finally a parting of the vehicles, and there at last was the groom. And it was done. Abhishek rode in with his nephew and Filmdom's first family had a new member.
Absolutely flawless.
But that was much later, till the honeymoon took them to Cannes.
Yes, it's going to be my first with you too.
The young Mr. and Mrs. Bachchan went underground. If there was ever a lesson in how not to endear yourself to the public at large, this was it.
I think suffice to say that there has been a creative design.
But then we understand that all the temple visits, the religious rounds, had to keep them pretty busy. And perhaps the flack was unfair. After all, newlyweds do like time out. And if you thought Ash was just the world's most beautiful woman,
it's very tough when you've got Aishwarya Rai.
well, she's now been bestowed with another credential.
People start calling you, hello Mrs. Bachcha, hello Mrs. Bachcha.
But in true Bollywood style, we can only wonder if there'll be a sequel and what it could hold.
We've been lucky enough to bring along Aishwarya as well, as she's a new entrant.
His wife, and his wife, and his wife.
As she's a new entrant
And
to
I'm
the family.
so glad, and I'm so glad, and I'm so glad.
glad.